How's it going, guys? Malagant here. We are going to be talking about the item level requirements in Diablo 4 because there's some backward logic going on right there, and I don't really like the way that it's been implemented in this game. It is really causing heavy problems the higher level you are, because even though there's some value into the items in this game, apart from having an upgrade, it is heavily diminished every single level that you're gaining into your character. So let me explain. First of all, let's get one thing right. The best items in this game, apart from the uniques, are going to be rare items. And rare items in this game are absolutely tradable. Therefore, not only gold has some value because you could get gold in return, or, there's quite a bit of factors when it comes to, since they're tradable, you can put them into your stash and use them on your alts, or you can basically sell them in the Sanctuary Discord or some certain websites, or just to clan members of your clan, etc. You get the idea. There's more value to an item than just searching for it, like in Diablo 3 for the specific character that you're farming on. This is very good by design. It's incredible for an ARPG. Definitely better for Diablo 4. But as I said, there's some backwards logic that has been implemented by design because of how the level requirement is being set on certain items, or all items, in fact. So how does it set what level is required for that certain item? Is basically, simply put, whatever is the level of the character that's farming the item. So I'm level 81 right now. Every single item that I'm going to be finding is going to be, in fact, requiring level 81. So the higher level you are, the more levels the items that you're finding are going to require, which is really weird, because now you're being punished for farming on a high level character because the values of the items that you're finding are heavily diminished because nobody else can use it almost. If you're level 100 on my sorcerer, for instance, when I am farming the items, right, these are the items that I find on my sorcerer, I cannot use them on my barbarian, so they are worthless to me now because they require level 100, which is really weird. And the same thing can be said for finding a godlike item at level 100. The item power is still at maximum 820, so you could contest that with another level 60, for instance, because we're capable of entering world tier 4 right now. In world tier 4, we're capable of finding item power of 820. And you can find this at level 60, or you can find this at level 100. It doesn't matter. But since you find it at level 100, you're being punished by setting that item's level requirement to level 100. And therefore, now the value of the item is heavily diminished. Value isn't like the trading value of the item in this sense. It still offers the same stats, but the market is not going to value it the same way, as because they won't be able to use that item unless they have a level 100 already, or you won't be able to trade it to your friends or clan members, or even save it for an alt. You will need to reach level 100 and then use it, which really doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I've never seen a design like this before in any ARPG. In most of the ARPGs, at the worst case scenario, the level requirement would be following the item power and try to make some sense, correlated to that. So my suggestion, right, how can we fix this? How can developers approach this? And this has to be fixed, honestly, including this atrocity over here. This needs to be fixed as well. This is not acceptable. This is not necessarily a 2023 design stash whatsoever, not for an MMO type of ARPG. It's impossible to play alts. The aspects are all over the place. I cannot fit anything. Yada. I can continue whining about that. That's my biggest issue. In Grim Dawn, a single player game, my biggest issue is with stash as well. For the longest time, I just wish we were not limited to stash so that I can hoard, and I can even pay for it. There's whole another subject actually. So for completely off topic here, but I'm incredibly triggered, as you can see. So what would be my suggestion to basically approach this and try to fix the level requirements of the items? The laziest way to approach this would be having some sort of like a correlation between the item power and the level requirements of the item. So it could still continue working this way, right? At level 62, such as like my weapon right over here, requires level 62, but the item power is 807. This is a very valuable weapon right over here. I cannot trade it anymore because it's been a legendary now, right? But I could have been able to trade it when it was rare, and it would have been a crazy valuable item because at level 62, it is item power 807. And then I started leveling up. If I found the same item, it goes down in value. So how do you fix this? Basically, you put like a hard cap to the item level requirements that are also attached to the world tiers, right? So in world tier 4, you can only find the highest item level requirements of level 82, let's say, so that like it's exactly following the item power 820. 820 is the highest, item power that I have ever seen in World Tier 4, at least the normal items. And that could be just, 820. The highest that it can require is 82. That would make sense. It would still be much, it could still require more fixes, but it would be at least a little bit better designed than this. I think the best approach would honestly would be like just World Tier 4. Whatever item is capable of dropping at World Tier 4 should be, its maximum requiring 65 or something like that. That would definitely fix the issue, and that would let us like trade with people much more. That would definitely let us save some items for our alts, because getting to like level 65-ish doesn't necessarily take too long. And if anything, I've always said this for any ARPG out there, if anything, an ARPG should always and always and always cater to create more alts. It should give the players more reasons to create more alts, to hoard more items, to enjoy making more characters, and to think about like, when you find an item, you're like, okay, that item maybe is not for me, but what can I, how can I use this item? Can I trade it? Can I use like it on an alt? Because it looks like a good item. This approach ripples and creates like so many more hours that could be, played. And just because of this design right over here, and because of other many reasons in Diablo 4, there are some like roadblocks going on that needs to be lifted. And when they are lifted, it's going to be making much more of an alt-friendly game for everybody. Even if you're approaching Diablo 4 from like a single player perspective, like in Grim Dawn, you will be playing more thanks to these designs being fixed 100%. So that being said, that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about the item level requirements and how it is working right now in the game. It just like really boggles my mind that like if I'm capable of finding such an item of like 772 on my sorcerer, it immediately requires level 100 to use. Like, that is a really weird design in my opinion. I just do not understand how they even like came into setting this to begin with. It's just interesting to me. Like, I would actually like to like hear the developers' thoughts about this as well. And it's really boggles my mind that like it hasn't been talked about either, as far as I can tell. So we're gonna I think soon we will be talking about it more and more, and I'm sure developers are going to be sharing their thoughts about this, as well as more people are getting towards the late game and realizing that like the item value is being diminished, as I have repeated multiple times in this video. Peace out, guys. Thank you very much for watching.